resource for all of us. As college students, we all use it probably every day. Most of us even have it in this classroom now, either on laptops or cell phones. The number of users of the internet is also rapidly increasing. There's about 2 billion people that have internet access. That's about 30% of the world population. There's a lot of debate about censorship and whether the government has the right to be able to edit what we can view on the internet. There are some countries that heavily censor, such as China, Cuba, and Saudi Arabia. The United States as a government does not currently censor our internet, but businesses, homes, and schools can censor their internet for their users during that time. And some people today are pushing for an online communications act, which would allow the government to censor out what people would consider harmful internet sites. There's also a push to remove websites concerning terrorism and extremist views from our internet today, and this is being voted on in Congress pretty soon. While attempts for the U.S. to censor out parts of the internet have never actually come fully through, and they come and go with bills that are being proposed in Congress, the internet is a resource that never does go away, so this is something that as students we need to be concerned about, especially because the average college student spends about 24 to 30 hours per week online. There are 3 reasons why the internet shouldn't be censored by our government. 1, it's hard and ineffective to enforce. 2, it can hurt the average citizen more than help them. And 3, it goes against the general constitutional values of our country. First, censoring the internet would be very hard to enforce for the government. As of 2008, there were 186 million sites online. This number is obviously just going to continue to grow as the internet grows and more people gain access to it. Blocking certain words, which is the main way that most people censor the internet, proves to be ineffective as seen in businesses and schools. I know in my high school they always had blocks for pornography kind of websites, and if you typed in like sex or sexual activity, then every website that came under that would be blocked. Now this becomes a problem when you're looking it up for school purposes such as reproduction for biology class. In addition, the United States government would have a problem filtering out material that's coming in from abroad. They could filter out internet sites that are from the United States, but for things coming in from the UK or France or something, they can't get those. So if the person was trying to use the internet for something that was considered inappropriate, it would still probably be there anyway. In addition with enforcing, there's a huge question on whose job it is to actually filter the material. Should it be the search engine that does it, so should Google be filtering it? Should Comcast or Verizon or internet providers be filtering it? Or should the government itself be stepping in, being like, you have to get rid of this site, and this site? Second, internet censorship can hurt the average citizen more than help them. Since it is hard to filter out the useful information from the potentially inappropriate sites, like I said earlier, this can cause a harm to the average person. Blocking the internet and blocking extremist views on the internet, such as like a neo-Nazi website, also provides a problem when we're trying to do research. So if you're trying to do a project on the Nazis and all the extreme Nazi sites are gone, it's really hard to get some useful research from the internet. This takes away one of the main values of things that we use the internet for today. Censorship could also probably take away some of the things that we enjoy and benefit from the most. If we take a country like China where Facebook's blocked, a lot of people use the Facebook today more than just like a procrastination kind of tool. You can use it for events, and you look at Egypt or Tunisia and common events like that now, they're happening because of sites like Facebook where you can easily gather people together. Third, internet censorship is against our general values as a country. The Founding Fathers strongly supported the freedom of speech, and this is seen in the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights. This said that Congress should make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or a right to assembly, and things like that. It is an individual's right and responsibility to avoid offensive websites and to use blockers to filter them out, such as NetNanny or firewalls. This is not really something that the government should be doing for us. Censoring some information by the government could only lead to further censoring. So it's like, where do you draw the line as a government? Do you just stop at things that are inappropriate? Do you stop at things that you think could cause problems? And it could only grow from there. While as an individual is doing it, they can adjust the censorship towards their needs. Censorship as a whole is just not in line with values of a democracy. As the internet users and sites increase, the question of censorship becomes even more than just how can the government handle the censorship. It becomes who should be filtering it, how would this information affect the average American, and how does the censorship go with the language of the First Amendment? After thinking about these questions, censorship just simply does not make sense for us. I encourage everyone to stay informed of this issue. Think about these questions when the issue comes up. This could become a voting issue, so before you go to the polls, think about the way the people you're voting for and how they would vote for issues like this. And if you feel like your rights are being violated through these kind of things, keep in contact with government officials. As a user of the internet in general, and as college students that are using the internet for almost a full day every week, this is something that we should be informed of.